But the real grinding work is done in the stark surroundings of Canning Town, London's East End Dockland, a tough district that's bred many good fighters. It's where Terry Lawless has his famous gym above the Royal Oak pub. Bruno, on the right, is sparring here with the veteran American pro, Leroy Caldwell. Caldwell's been brought over at considerable expense for 3 weeks to give Frank the sort of useful workout he can't get against the local produce. Lawless has an impressive record, having produced 4 world champions. He doesn't normally like taking on the big men, but Bruno is the exception.
Get over the front foot. Get over on it now, 2 feet now, 2 feet. Now bend, bend. I don't really like working with heavyweights. I like the finesse of boxing. It's much easier to work with little guys. Big fella, it's so much as brute strength. You know, the general public have no idea how strong these men are until you've seen Bruno in the flesh. You know, you're looking at a 16-stone man that is almost chiseled out of marble. And I don't think the men in the street have any idea how powerful he is, how just a touch could floor your eye or anybody else that's around, just one touch. He punches from the top part of his body. He doesn't use his feet. I try and make him watch golfers and show them how they use their feet to get power through the ball. And he's aware of it, but doing it is another thing.
Now when you back him on the ropes, right? He's going like that, rolling on the ropes. You're jabbing, then when you throw the left hook to the body, you're dropping it right low. And that's when he's going clip with the right hand, right? So don't drop it low, just stay there, slip, up over the top. Come right across, he's got his right hand waving all over the place, you go right round. Bang, round hand's gonna go under there. You know when I'm on the rope?
Yeah. You, that's you.
Yeah. You know, step to the one side or the other. Don't go straight back. So sometimes the rope will give a guy a push. Just helping the guy. You know, you get caught with those straight back.
I think he's the strongest heavyweight right now that's coming up I've ever seen. I think he bypasses guys that no more experience than he have, you know. Frank, as far as I'm concerned, is right there in the top now with the guys in the top 10s. It's rated pretty high, you know. The guy's very strong and he trains like a mad dog, you know. I never saw anybody train so hard, you know, to just coming up like that. He trains like he's fixing to fight for the world title right now.
Do you ever wonder why you can hit people so hard, and you do it with either hand?
Right.
That's the great thing about
it.
Does it ever surprise you that you've got this ability? You wonder where it comes from?
It doesn't surprise me because I think if you spent a month with me, you know, training, you could see why. It doesn't surprise me that I could hit so hard, you know. It doesn't surprise me at all.
Lots of young men with your sort of physique try and can't do it.
Yeah.
They don't ever get that. But you seem to have a gift for it.
I just work every day, you know, and I just thank God for it, you know. If you just work, if you want something in life and you want to be something in life, you just work and go for it, as they say in America. Just go for it.
When the bell goes,
yeah.
and they get out of the ring,
right.
Terry goes, and you are on your own now. Now, what happens then? Is there a sort of automatic pilot that takes over? Or are you still thinking?
When you're going into the ring, Terry or Jimmy or Frank's always pumping you up, you know, and telling you how you're going to suss the guy out, how you're going to do him. And when they go out, you just concentrate on what you've got to do and remember what they say. You think about the opponent, what sort of style he is, what you could do to him, what he could do to you. Sometimes it goes through your mind that you might not win the fight, but that's why you train so hard.
He's come forward a lot quicker than I anticipated. I didn't think it would be anywhere as quick as this. He's still got a lot of faults that I'd like to see corrected, but he's getting away with what he's got. He's such a tremendously strong man, so naturally strong. When he does the things that I'd like to see him do, you know, I'd like to see him use his legs a little more. I don't think that the front, say, 10 rows of the ringside will be safe because I can see him lifting people over the ropes with the power that he's got. But he's doing quite nicely, thank you.
Last week at Wembley, the American Bill Sharkey became victim number 80. Almost 2 stones lighter and dwarfed by Bruno, Sharkey wasn't around long enough to teach Frank anything. Nobody yet knows whether he can come through a really long and hard fight.
The big thing what he's not learning at the moment is how to pace himself. Now, if you're talking about professional boxing, it's all about pacing yourself. We don't know what he's going to be like after 8 rounds. He's an heavy muscled guy, and guys who carry a lot of muscle, they tell me they burn, I never had a lot so I wouldn't know, but they tell me they burn a lot of oxygen and energy up. He might be knackered after 8 or 9 rounds, you don't know. So they're the things we haven't seen him do yet.
The other thing we haven't seen is we haven't seen anybody land a really good punch on him.
Well, there was one about, 2 or 3 fights back, wasn't there, where he did take one good right-handish punch, and he looked as though he absorbed it pretty well and came back well at the kick. No, but as you say, the thing we've got to see is what's he like under pressure. We've seen him doing all the attacking, him going forward, landing big punches. What we've got to see is now what he's like under pressure, if he can come back and win after being put under pressure.
Bruno himself gets frustrated. He wants fights to go further. He's looking for someone to prove himself against. That someone could be Joe Bugner.
I want that fight because he can stand up on his feet. You know what I mean? He's got the experience. He knows how to mess about a youngster, you know what I mean? And he's 17 stone. He's much more heavy than me, and he's bound to go at least 5 rounds, the Bugner fight, you know? He's bound to gain some experience. You know, as long as I keep my feet on the ground and don't, you know, do a Michael Dokes, you know, and start being a playboy and everything like that, I should build up all the time because I'm still 21 now. Yeah.
If Bruno's good enough, the sky's the limit, and Britain will have the world heavyweight champion. Bill Sharkey's 2 minutes with Bruno were long enough to judge the big man's potential.
You guy is an awesome puncher, I'll tell you that. I boxed with even the guys I hadn't fought. I fought Weaver and I fought Knutzy, who was definitely a hard puncher, but I boxed with George, every big heavyweight there was. I boxed with George Foreman even. This guy is an awesome puncher. He's comparable, very comparable to George Foreman in punching.
Believe me, I've been hit by Ernie Shavers, George Foreman, Big Cat Cleveland Williams, and there's no difference in those guys in his punching.
So last we've got one, have we? We've got
one. All you got to do is bring him on, take care of him like you're doing. You got your champion.
I think the heavyweight championship of the world is the pinnacle, is the #1 spot in sport.
Thanks to you, baby, thanks to you. I want to thank you.
I've been to Vegas and I've seen lots of top show business stars and people haven't taken much notice. But you'll see an Ali or a Joe Frazier or Larry Holmes and everybody will make way and there comes the champ.
Frank Bruno, seen here in this magnificent photo by Lord Snowdon, next Tuesday faces the toughest challenge of his career so far, a fight at the Royal Albert Hall with Floyd Jumbo Cummings of Chicago, a man who only 2 years ago took former heavyweight champion Joe Frazier to a draw. Will Cummings, perhaps, be the man to stand up to Bruno?